line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright.
One last chance, one last opportunity, one last moment could seal your fate or could seal your win. Which do you choose? Hi everyone, I am the Crusader, Christian Driver, alongside here tonight as we are presented in part for PT Racing TV for the Green Mountain Grills Fast and Fun Truck Series, presented in part by Green Mountain Grills here today. Be sure to get your wood-fired pellet grills on the best in the market by going to www.greenmountaingrills.com to check out their local products and their local website. Well, now we get settled in here today. We are down in Nashville Superspeedway here in Lebanon, Tennessee, and we're about to bear witness the championship round before the final moments here. This is going to set the top 4 as our final elimination round of the playoff series is about to commence. Let's start them on the pole here and get down to business. The brass taxes. Janzik is going to be your number 1 seed here in the number 40. Christian Wilcox will be in the 53. It is outside. Run number 2, it's William Mann Jr. in the 29. It's outside. Kevin Kirscher in the 91. Run number 3 is Robert Lawrence in the 5. Is outside. Brock Whitehead in the 82. Runner 4, James Harris in the 4. Pilots the outside him, Richard Fornshell in the number 90. Runner 5, Trey Whitehead in the 33 is outside. Jason Taylor, Pilots in the 15. Runner 6, George Young in the 48 is outside. John Thacker in the 56. We'll pilot up now to row number 7 here. In row 7, we're going to see, of course, well, Caleb Forsythe in the 76. Pilot with the outside him, Garth Snyder in the 88. Runner number 8, that's Ruckus Kilgore in the 2 is outside. Charles Whitehead the 51. Joshua Caudill will be in row 9 with his 23 is outside. Dakota Wilson. And then finally, Tyler Meeks will be the final starter here in the 35 as we get ready to bring the drivers to life here in Lebanon, Tennessee. Race fans, this one's it. Last chance, do or die time for these drivers. Somebody will be eliminated. Somebody will go home. And then top 4 will advance in to the final bracket, the final round of racing. We're coming up on the end here. It's time to get down to business here. The Fast and Fun Green Mountain Truck Series season has been a wild one, to say the least. We've seen crazy finishes before. We've seen crazy races before. I don't think I've ever witnessed a track, though, that can bring out the toughest and the best of drivers at their fullest potential and their fullest stake here. We've seen the bump and runs being used on this track to win races. We've seen drivers being put to their limit, put to the edge here in a solid final ground zone, final end race here. This end game will be truly something to beware, witness, and something to watch for here tonight. Lebanon, if you're ready, this is the time is here, the time is now. We'll come off turn number 4 here of the Tri-Oval of Nashville Superspeedway. The green flag will fly high as we bring him down. It's time to find our final 4. Who will it be? Here we go. Off the start here, we'll line up through. No, not already. No. Ho, ho. Oh my, the 5 of Robert Lawrence here gets sent straight back down into the grassy plains. Opens up his own lawn care service as he spins right around town, turn number 2. It looked like he might have got trapped into the seam there on this concrete surface in the middle lane. The middle ground here out of the start on a cold set tires certainly will not be easy to handle with, nor will it be easy to deal with as we visit the PTM Mr. Replay right now for this one. We're going to take 2 looks at this one. Look at this, out of the gate, 3 wide Sluden. James Harrison, number 4, really, he needs to get a good position in if he wants to have any chance to come away with to come away into the final 4. For Robert Lawrence, though, he's already out of it, but I guarantee he was not expecting this to happen whatsoever. He just completely gets nullified and sent back out into the ballpark here. One more look out of here. Watch the rear end. As you see, he drives up a little bit going to entry. There he tries to bring it back down, but once you already have done that, the truck is just going to be way too loose to grab onto the surface, especially with cold set tires. The warmer you get those tires in, the better you have a chance to save it on this very tough to tame track. It's not Darlington tough to tame, but it certainly is a little bit of a workaround here, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and talk now with the drivers here. We're going to go ahead and listen on to the cams here, listen on down the show. It's time to bring in from the NPR crew some of our boys. Let's listen in to the number 48. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in George Young. George? Oh, hold on a minute. Okay, I think we got him now. There he is. All right, George, how you doing tonight, bud?
I'm all right, man. How you doing?
Well, doing okay, my friend. Right now, 2 spots up after that little hiccup you saw there from Robert Lawrence. How's things going down there?
So far, so good. We'll have to see here. We haven't had much success here, but hopefully that changes tonight.
For sure. Now, let's talk about this one for a minute, too. You guys have been running mostly on the asphalt side of things here, more or less staying away from concrete unless you're down in Bristol. Now having to literally take on a track that's pretty much Bristol times 2 with a little bit of a Darlington added into that place. How hard is it for you and the team really to get these trucks to really rock and roll here with the NPR style?
Yeah, it'll take a couple laps here for us to get used to it, and we really got to balance it out and save our tires if we want to stay up front, I think. So, but we're going to do our best here, and hopefully we get the NPR guys up there.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, George, I do appreciate your time here, sir. We'll see what happens as we continue on with this race.
All right, man. Thanks.
Just getting started around here, just getting things all squared away. We'll go ahead and now listen in down with Charles Whitehead from Oval Sim Performance, as some of those guys in that Oval Sim Performance group are going to try to leave alone tonight as they're getting ready to pull this one into the bag and finish the season out. But for Charles, right here, man, I think more than anything, you're more focused on just trying to get this truck at least in a clean spot and a clean sweep. How well is that going to hold up for you?
It's doing all right. It feels good, but we've only run 1 lap under green, so hopefully we can get a win.
For sure there. So let's ask this real quick here, as you kind of rock a little bit of that Home Depot style on your scheme here today, as well as your suit. How's it feel really to kind of be coming out here, being one of the first guys to really run out?
Pretty good. It's going the way I want to so far. Every day I race, I learn.
Absolutely there. So Well, Charles, we do appreciate your time here, sir. We'll wish you nothing but the best of luck here as we get back to the green flag in a little bit.
All right, thank you.
Giles Whitehead, the number 51 right now, looking to try and make amends of his season, make amends of himself here, and just see what he can pull down on the track here. Race fans, we're going to get the drivers squared away here, but when we come back, we're going to go back to the green flag. More action to be had here in Lebanon. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. And you guys need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market. There is only one brand name we trust in, and that, of course, is the Green Mountain Grills. Be sure to check them out on their website at greenmountaingrills.com. Check out their social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. A big thank you from Fast and Fun Truck Series to the Green Mountain Grill Camp for all these seasons. And all right, here we go now. So Christian Wilcox, Craig Janzik will be starting guns here. Now look very carefully as well on those banners. You may see as well that big green banners in here that you see. That will be representation of their actual logos, their actual spot going into the Final Four. If they can finish this race out in a solid place and a solid position, they will make it into that championship race next week at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Two guys you've seen already. There's another one here, Trey Whitehead. You may have noticed there on that truck here, the front of his hood. There's also a few other guys here right now, as NPR's crew are being represented by Caleb Forsythe. He's one of the last of those guys to get it downtown around on the track here. As they bring the green flag right back on out here, they will fire him off yet again. Janzik has the early lead. Here they come right out of the gate here now, single filing them up a little bit. Everybody just trying to get towards that bottom line. A lot of guys told me earlier, forget about the top, forget about the middle, just get to the bottom and hope for the best. The biggest thing though is if we're running on that bottom end, now comes more of a kind of a push and go, kind of push to shove momentum booster here for some of these drivers. A lot of them will be testing themselves as they go on throughout this race. As you get the Champion Power Equipment onboard camera here with the 91 of Kevin Kershaw and that Chevrolet Silverado machine trying to move in there and stay right up ahead of the Man Jr. William Mann, at this point, really, I don't think I need to give him an introduction. I think you guys kind of know who he is. But for those that are new to the show here, he's one of probably the toughest drivers to race here in these Fast and Fun series, as well as now even on the pedal to metal side of things, but the only driver really in my opinion and the best to have never walked away with a W so many times, so many positions, so close, whether it had been a second place finish or whether it had been all of a sudden just everything falling out of his reach and falling out of his grasp. He's fallen futile to the runs that come from these boys and the speeds and the deliveries everyone brings to the table. Brock Whitehead, another guy you really got to watch out for, man. He does have a race win to his name. A dominant one, as a matter of fact, here. He got that back at Texas Motor Speedway in the same division not too long ago, about a couple seasons ago here. And he told me earlier, yeah, every time I keep bringing that up into the show, he's like, I know it's there. I just need to figure out when I can get another one. I'm tired of kind of being the last man standing out here. I want to be a winner already again. Coming right around, caution flag is out right now. We got a little bit of problems down there. Looks like James Harris, Joshua Caudill, Tyler Meeks all in a bit of a problem zone here. We're going to have to go to the PT Mr. replay and take a look at this here. It looked like it might have happened on the front straightaway here. Hard to really say what transpired. And right now, James has got to be careful here if he wants to make it into that top four. Whoa, looks looks like some contact made between him and Tyler Meeks there in the 35. I can't really tell from that angle if Meeks came down or maybe the 4 came up at him here. We'll take another look at it from the chopper cam here. Let's take a look at it from another angle. Look like Harris got a run on him here. Got the line, got the grip on the bottom. Harris slightly drifts. He's drifting up a little. You can see the car is loose. The truck is loose. The 5 kind of tags him a little, and just unfortunately, kind of a racing ordeal. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of areas you can get away from there, and not a lot of ways to get out of that mess. And sad to say that did happen here, unfortunately. Driver's gonna head on down into pit road, so it looks like we'll go ahead and give them a breather here, give them a chance to kind of square this one up. So right now, currently, everyone's deciphering whether or not it's smart to go and get a fuel run or if it's smart to go and get the tire run here. Out of the gate, Richard Fornshell, though, will once again be kind of a bit of a silent assassin. He just kind of sneaks up on all these guys here, and he actually takes the #1 spot away from Jantic here. We'll have to listen in here and see what he's thinking here, what's going on down on the track here. Maybe just not wanted to take tires right yet, so it's time to find out, though. From Freedom Racing, ladies and gentlemen, the number 90, Richard Fornshell. Fornshell, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing pretty good as usual, my friend. So let's ask this real quick here. It looked like the truck came out of pit road rather quickly and kind of got yourself squared away there. Did you decide to just go for fuel, or were you trying to aim towards an actual tire set?
I actually did not go down pit road at all. I just felt like lap 12 of a 100 lap race is too early when we've only got 3 sets to put on. So I'm gonna bank on us needing enough tires that I'll have the fresh ones at the end and nobody else will.
For sure there. So I'll ask you this here. I mean, how long do you think that these cars have before they start to really kind of get tore up here?
Well, I mean, it looks like a few already got a little bit tore up. So, but I don't know. It's been a minute since I've been at this truck. I do know it likes to eat tires, so handling is definitely gonna go down the longer we run. So I think it's definitely gonna take somebody taking care of their stuff to pull this out.
For sure there. All right. Well, nevertheless, Richard, we'll see how that all plays out, if it will be able to survive on the track here. But thank you for your time, sir.
Thanks, bud. Take care.
Richard Fornshell here, not a stranger to winning here on the show. He's done it twice here on PT Race TV just this season alone. Well, I guess it's never been a better time than anything to bring in the guy that I think is really due for his own reality TV show, and the fact that he hasn't gotten one already just tells you a lot. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Thacker.
Man, I'm on ESPN The Ocho.
What? No, you're not on ESPN O Show. You're literally just on the PT Racing TV. What are you doing down here?
Oh, man, running some laps. We did a fuel only. It's a little early to get tires, and we come out in front of a lot of folks, so this is kind of concerning. But if you notice, all NPR trucks were all bunched up together. We also got Jason Taylor and Trey Whitehead in our chat tonight, so Old Technical Alliance running with the I can't remember if they're Shake and Bake or whatever their name is. I don't care. But anyway, gonna be a fun night. I hate this track with a passion, and we'll see what happens.
I mean, no better words ever said from the man himself, but Thacker, do appreciate your time, sir.
Oh, I enjoy being here, and if you'll watch me for about 3 more seconds, I got a gift just for you, buddy. Right
You know as well as
there.
anything, I cannot say legally and under my contract. I gotta keep that mouth shut.
You have to be the professional. I don't. So, anyway, man, enjoy your night. I hope we put on a good show for you, and we'll be here right here in the middle when you need us.
Can somebody put a hashtag CLM movement in the chat, please? All right, thank you, Thacker, for your time.
All right, man, I'll see you.
Oh, man, if you guys know the joke, you know the joke. If you don't, I'm sorry, but I cannot say on air anymore what that joke means, so. But anyway, let's get back down to business here. Let's get back down to the show here. Let's get to the green. Charge them up, fire them on back down, and the field will work their way on in and have a little fun with this one. Coming around right here. Yes, Steven Tyler Plus gets it in the chat right there. Thank you, my friend. You at least know that you know what I'm talking about here and what that man has done to the movement, but that's okay. We'll be all right in the end of it here. So, out of the gate, though, Trey Whitehead, you heard him say a little earlier on, just kind of helping out the NPR crew and working with them. They'll need it here to help the 76 Foresight possibly find a way to get into the Final Four. Whitehead right now, though, he's only got one thing on his mind, knock Janzik off the top of the mountain and get himself into the Final Four as well. Major openings, major implications here right now for these drivers. Foresight going down low, the 94 inch shell. 4 inch shell right now, you can see just taking his time, being very, very patient. I don't think he's worried the least bit about what's in front of him or who's in here, so we'll see what happens, though, throughout this event. Coming back on around here at the moment here with William Mann Jr., the man's maintenance number 29, trying to get something going there on the Petronas. Number 82 of Brock Whitehead here. He's still trying to give himself a fair shake and a fighting chance maybe. At really just showing the teams, showing the crews that he belongs here and he's got a chance here, so. Coming back on around here, still keeping their momentum, keeping their shifting, keeping their gears in place here right now. James Harris, and after all the trouble he suffered a minute ago, currently starting to move his way around the field. I guess be keeping a watch eye on him as well. Because the thing is, he has a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge on how to run this track into the ground. He's been a top tier driver here before. It would not surprise me if he can get back there again, if he can get some momentum going for him and his team here. But in order to do so, he's also got to have to fight it off here with some of the best, if not maybe the toughest trucks drivers that come from the iRacing community themselves. Speaking of toughest drivers here right now, looks like Joshua Caudill looks like he's going to make something happen here. Caudill, last time we watched him was at Talladega Superspeedway. This man would finally accomplish a lifelong dream and end his running curse and get himself a victory lane trip. He would put the Black Mamba number 23 Chevrolet Silverado into victory lane last week. He told me earlier today he has not forgotten that feeling, that moment. He says it still kind of chokes him up a little bit, being able to be recognized and known to see himself as a race winner. Well, right now, definitely having no troubles there and no problems whatsoever in this case. But is he going to be able to keep the position going, the momentum clear? We'll find out later on through this event. Tony Wright coming on board saying, let's go middle of the pack. Wilson, he's talking about Dakota Wilson and that number 52. And unfortunately, I can't really call him middle of the pack because right now he's a little bit further back in the pack. Not horribly back in the pack, but there is a little damage on the right side of that 52 the Wilson Motorsports machine. So he's going to have to be a little bit careful here as he continues to go along for the ride here. Keeping Tire Plus got my back earlier with the CLM movement. Also in the chat, hashtag Fast and Fun Trucks. Put it down there, get some love going to them. Going hashtag GMG and hashtag PTM Racing TV. Let's hear it, folks. I want to see it. Show a little love to the crew. Show a little love to our boys down here as they try to put on a fight down on the show. Tyler Chenault here rooting for Wilson as well. A lot of love down there for the Wilson camp. Keep saying I got your back like a coat on a cold winter day as well. Well, that's a little bit far-fetched, but I appreciate that, sir. I was saying, drive it like you stole a Wilson, roll a retreat style, baby. Well, I mean, it's one way to put it, I guess, here. But right now, we do have ourselves a new leader here in the Green Mountain Grills Fast Fun Truck Series crew right now. Trey Whitehead is the man to the power, the man with the power, as he tries to get his Buffalo Springs barbecue machine up into the front and keep it there for the rest of the time being. Firing them on in right now. Jason Taylor here in the Remington 15 machine trying to make a move or two off of the 33, looking to try to knock him down a few pegs here, trying to take him off position. Taylor now actually getting just enough of a run off here on Whitehead. Takes the race lead away from him here. Jantic actually now coming back for, let's go, Lord Almighty. This number 4 just does not care who's in his way. The Elite Performance Industries Motorsports machine, Toyota Tundra now literally looking like a dune in the scan because he is just burrowing his way through everything that involves getting around these guys. Borchell watching on though. He knows more than anything, the more they keep wrestling themselves up, the more they keep tearing up some equipment, he'll have a better chance of taking them down a few notches here. You can see the cameras here just getting kind of clouded up from the darkness, or getting clouded, or getting brightened up from the sky here. A lot of lights flashing down on the track and a lot of lights all over the place here as we look back in the pack here. A big battle going on in the top spots. The mid-pack now is starting to take aim and take shape. Number 5 here of Robert Lawrence here, a lap down. Trying not to get down any more though than he already is. He's got a little bit of a run down here on that number 29 of William Mann Jr. Kevin Kershaw looks like he might be having a little bit of a fight on his hands here too, trying to move, kind of slice and dice the field. Started up in this 4th place spot today. Right now, currently though, back down at night, struggling to kind of keep aim and keep taking shape here with the way these drivers are working around him and moving their way around the positions. There's really only one true fast way to hit the line around here at Nashville Superspeedway, but there is one little caveat to that, and that is how tough it is to time your corner and how it is to time your run. But everyone will tell you, the bottom lane right there, just above that yellow line, as you lean up towards that top zone gravity-wise, move down that back end here and ride them right through. And then when you go through turns number 3 and 4, there is a little bit of a dip here. Once that little flat spot is, they kind of ride it up on the top end there, coming off that exit. You may notice something there that a lot of drivers, when they're trying to hit them a little harder through the corners, those trucks or those cars like to actually slide up a little bit, kind of hit it towards that wall protection area, and it can damage and mess up on a driver's run completely on without even knowing it. Continuing to charge off right now. Caudill, a little battle up into the fight, into the fray yet again. He's trying to show everyone at home right now and everyone to himself as well. Last week was no fluke, and really, I can tell you, Caudill, he's no one-time wonder. He will be back in victory lane in due time. I guarantee you it. He's always been a contender. He's always been one of those drivers that just knows the leaps and the boundaries of racing, and he always will put on a show no matter where he goes. I think it's only a matter of time before you see this man get back into that top half again, into that top slit. It looks like Fornshell by just simply just backing off from the corners here and letting the truck do its own thing, rolling each turn around, making sure that the concrete surface here, not asphalt by the way, I'll get more into that in a minute, is not tearing and shredding up those tires here as the rubber continues to get laid down on the surface. So as we get right about to the halfway point here, race fans, let's go ahead and get that top ticker going. Let's get the world of wars going, and instead of having that little spot box screen here, why don't we scroll down a little bit here and show you guys everyone in position in their time zone right now. Currently a heated battle though going on here for the battle for third. Wilcox and Taylor now in each other's way, and they're in each other's faces here trying to get the better of the two. Wilcox though in the Champion Power Equipment 53. He says to the 15 Remington machine, he says, "Put down your weapon, sir. I am the bigger man here. I'm taking this one from you." He takes over third. Wilcox just giving himself some time to strike, some opportunity to kind of work around the field here. So far it's been pretty solid, pretty good in this case. But I think now it's time I turn the mic off, we turn up the sounds, crank it up a little notch, ladies and gentlemen. Crank it up with Fast and Fun Truck Series. Oh, you gotta love it when we just turn on the volumes and hold the loudspeakers up. Let these guys go at it. But right now, the 5 Robert Lawrence saying, "I'm not letting anyone go at it until I get my lap back, thank you." He is just mounting a full sprint to get back into this race. He knows if he doesn't get it done here, he's gonna have to hope for the best here. Currently, like I said, lap down, trying to get around everybody. The Petronas, number 82 of Brock Whitehead now, the next one on his agenda, on his list to try to get passed by here. And like I said before, him and Don Dackel, they have a little bit of a rivalry going on here when it comes to protecting the cone and protecting its moments here. I will say that much, although depending on how he likes to do and how he likes to run around the track here, that definitely kind of explains kind of his driving style and the way he likes to hit it up. So we'll certainly see if he can keep it going right now. Race fans, when we come back here, there's still a little bit more action to be had and a little bit more fights to go down. Can anybody try to get Jantic off the top of the totem pole? We'll find out when we return. Well, tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. When you guys need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market, well, there's only been one brand name that everybody has trusted in for a good time or two, and that is the Green Mountain Grills Camp. Be sure to visit them up on their website at www.greenmountaingrills.com. Check them out on their website there. Also hit up their social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to see about some local deals and your next best listings for your next outing. Field's starting to kind of gather their thoughts, kind of gather themselves up after the first two cautions we saw earlier. It seems like everyone now is a little bit more paced up, a little bit more underway and squared out. I was kind of expecting that here when we got more towards the very end of this race here, but it looks like they've been kind of more heavy on the nose, heavy on the charge here for just trying to settle themselves up for a runoff or two and trying to give them some breathing room. The biggest thing I've always said before, and I'll say it again, is just when you're out there driving on a track like this, you really have to now shape up and try to completely configure yourself in from different driving areas and different driving sections. Again, 1 mile and 3 lengths, 1/3, well, 1 mile and a third really of elongated track here at Nashville Superspeedway. It's the same length as Darlington Raceway, and you all know how tough Darlington is, but here's the kicker here with Nashville Superspeedway. I mentioned a little while ago about this being a concrete surface rather than an asphalt surface. So for those that may not know really, what's the difference? Well, the thing is, when you're running on a concrete surface here, you're literally driving on the same kind of pavement, same kind of roadway that you would drive on, you know, an actual street, you know. That's kind of, that's the overwhelming thought and process there. You know, you're driving on concrete where basically it's now kind of sidewalk territory, kind of what we used to drive on the actual roads before they started kind of get more into that black tarmac stuff. And now you're having to also find a whole different world around from asphalt, because asphalt has a little bit more of a grip, a little bit more of a tendency to grab onto the truck, where it actually, or grab onto a car even too, to where it doesn't necessarily burn tires up too badly or hurt them out as much as you maybe would see on the concrete style. Like a good example of this is Bristol Motor Speedway. That same situation involves there. They use concrete edges in the turns and the concrete all around the track, and for a half mile, that place can tear up tires and can tear up trucks as quick as anything and tear up cars more than as well. And here, it's all about just kind of staying at a stable pace, kind of finding a stable position, and letting the track come to you as you go along for the ride. Caution lights are on right now here currently. We're not really sure where the caution came from here. No word or readout from the drivers or anything like that here, so I would presume that is kind of one of what we like to call the ghost cautions here. Whereas iRacing will not let us see it, and we have no way of showing it, so we just kind of send it on down and just get re-squared up and re-fired up. We'll talk to Josh Caudill as he comes off pit road this next time by here, but right now, again, I think kind of looking at the field here, kind of looking at the pacing, there's a few guys in here I'm kind of surprised have been struggling today. Dakota Wilson, he was struggling a little earlier on. Right now he's out. He is currently just trying to hopefully find a way to get back into this later on, but you can see the damage kind of done up for him and his crew. He's kind of parked it down there on that pit road end, and it looks like he might be calling it a day here unless he can get the truck back out. And that's it. He's gone. Yeah, you can just see he literally has dissipated out. That means the Glitchcraft for Gremlins have taken him for a ride, or he has been told he's not able to continue on. So he parks up the truck. He's going to park up the enhancements there and get on out of here. But one guy that's getting out of here now, coming off pit road, ladies and gentlemen, last week's feature winner, Joshua Caudill. Josh, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. So, once again, here we are back in really a very tough ordeal, a tough little track to race around, but you have pretty much once again proven you can still hang in there a little bit. You got up a little earlier on in the top half and the top 10 miss. What do you think really is kind of the toughest part for right now for your tires to undergo as you continue to push around this place?
Yeah, I think I used up the right front a little bit trying to get through traffic earlier, kind of burn them up a little bit. Just making passes. I've just got to do a better job of keeping my momentum and getting by guys. I feel like the speed's there. Just got to do a better job in the long run.
For sure there. So I'll ask you this real quick here. When you're going to get down to the later half of this race here and kind of closing out the gaps, what is going to be your biggest concern from the driver's perspective versus how you would be as an actual person out on the track?
One, fuel. Got to make sure it's gonna be kind of tight on fuel, and then just making passes. It's a tough place to pass at, and back here in looks like 13th, I've got a lot of work to do. So just being aggressive, but still taking care of the gas.
Certainly there indeed. Well, nevertheless though, Godell, we appreciate your time, and again, congratulations last week on that victory, sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
You too. Josh Godell, ladies and gentlemen, representing for Olvison Performance here as we start to kind of bolster down the momentum. Let's head it down here a little bit of Southern Speed Motorsports crew, though. Let's listen to the man Junior himself. William Mann here. It's good to have you back on board, sir.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Going pretty good. So right now, as you continue to drop that sun drop scheme on your helmet as well as your tracksuit tonight, how's it feeling right now with the way the truck's been handling on this very tough to kind of clean here at Nashville?
Truck feels good, man. We got plenty of speed, plenty of grip. A lot of people are falling off and they walked into our lap. That last restart, we took a gamble and took tires early. A lot of people kind of held us up coming through the pack, but I got up there eventually. So coming great now, just kind of hoping to make some steady pace and let some people make mistakes and get back where I should have been in top 5.
For sure there. Now, I do not believe we have you set for the top 4 chance to transferring in, but nevertheless, though, you've had a pretty good, remarkable season in your own right here. What would it mean to just get kind of a little bit of a top 5, top 3 finish here on these boys?
Anytime I can steal a show, it's a good night, man. A Cup, I thought I was going to make it to the Final 4, and I kind of blew it at Dover. Trucks, man, I got good on strategy. One of the cutoff races, and I freaking sped in the pit. So anytime I can steal a top 3 and take the limelight away from the championship guys, I enjoy it.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, we do appreciate your time here, sir. Best wishes of luck to your team down in Southern Speed.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate you.
William Mann Jr., ladies and gentlemen, the number 29 driver looking to try and play a little spoiler tonight here at Lebanon. We'll find out, though, as we get ready to grill these guys back on around town. Off of turn number 4, we've cranked it up a little bit, but now it's time for you fans at home to listen in, because now we're about to hit the beat back on the Green Mountain Grill side of things. Here we go, Nashville. Tyler saying good job anyway to Wilson. Yes, indeed, good job to him, man. Wilson's one of those cats. You just cannot throw yourself out of the wire here and think that he cannot possibly be a contender in every race. Unfortunately, though, with this place, the contendership just was not quite there and ended up costing him a little bit more than he realizes. Firing him on down off turn number 4 here. Everybody now kind of getting a little bit closer together, kind of packing these things up. Robert Lawrence, by the way, back on lead lap. We've always said here on the show, if you're going to wreck, you might as well do it early here so you have a chance to kind of work your way around the track later on. Well, that's exactly what happened there to him and his team and his crew, but he was able to kind of keep his composure and keep himself under control. But I don't know, running through that field with lap traffic, it definitely was a bit of a risk. So it seems to have paid off and seems to have given him a fair shake here. The onboard camera here for the Green Mountain Girls number 4, James Harris right now currently trying to put the GMG machine into the top half. He has one last chance to possibly make it into a big top 4 payday. He's already got a Truck Series championship to his name, but alas, he would love nothing more than to just get one more title to his name and to his credit. But Craig Janzik, the man that really a lot of folks out there believe he could have had a fair shake and really a good chance at becoming the Cup Series champion for only the first time in history to be a double champion. He would not get that opportunity. He would actually lose it out. His teammate Brian Alonso would lose it out too, as he was the defending Truck Series champion here, but he is no longer on the truck side of things. He runs in the Cup side. And you can see the Cup Series play out and hosted with the Champion Power Equipment side come tomorrow night for the Daytona race here on PT Racing TV. We hope you will tune and enjoy it and come with us when the time comes, folks. Last dashes, last battles here right now. Trey Whitehead, number 33, looking to get the Buffalo Springs Barbecue Company up ahead of the Man's Maintenance 29. You know, William Angina would love to play a little spoiler, though, at those boys and give them something to think about. Take a look at the top 5 right now here. Jason Taylor just barely out of reach of the top 5 at about 3,900th of a second here on James Harris. May not seem like it, but that is kind of a bit of a gap in the distance spent here. Here's the lap times right now between these two drivers here. You can see Harris, though. I already can tell what he's up to. He's trying to back down the momentum, trying to back down the run a little bit. And it seems though Janzik might be doing much of the same. Despite literally hitting the fastest time of 30.164. That is not enough to get ahead of the power that comes from Richard Fornshell. The number 90 has taken over the top spot once again. And you know, by the way, may I remind you at home, Fornshell, when he was at Bristol Motor Speedway, this man put on a clinic. He fought for every tooth, nook, and cranny down there, making sure everybody knew he was not to be messed with. He's already got a race win in Texas. He also has another win earlier on this season, as he was able to pilot up a victory at Kansas. Texas and Kansas, definitely two tracks hard to master and hard to get a win on, but he certainly made it feel and look a little bit easier than usual. Janzik, well, no surprise here. He was the most winning driver of the season here, with teammate Nathan Meyer kind of coming in board. James Harris kind of coming alive later half of the season with the Dover win. Trey Whitehead, All-Star Race winner there. And Robert Lawrence would be the Bristol Motor Speedway winner. And he has not been back to victory lane since. Fornshell, man, he talked earlier about this too. He said point blank, the driver that wins this race is the driver that is able to just kind of lay back and lay into the throttle here throughout these events and throughout these shows. And to be honest with you, he's been doing that and then some so far. I have yet to really see him make a mistake or anything too crazy here on these guys, and it seems to be working out okay. Christian Wilcox, though, looks like he's trying to force Janzik's hand a little bit. Janzik's not going to exactly play that card very well. He's like, man, if you're trying to test me right now, you might as well go back there and try to figure something else out, because I'm not playing these games no more. Janzik is on a mission, my friends. He wants to reclaim and redeem himself from what happened in the Champion Power Equipment Cup Series, while guys like his teammates Brock Whitehead and all of them are trying so hard and so much just to get either get their second win or their very first win, as he continues to kind of rally troops and rally up the teams. But getting sent up to the outside like that certainly will not help your cause any. He's getting himself in a little bit of trouble here. Look out for the number 4, James Harris now, though. It is time for some Marauder action here, because the 4 is starting to take no prisoners. And he does not give a darn about Janzik, because Janzik and him, they've had a rivalry brewing since the day they really came onto the scene. Harris always said he did not like the fact Janzik would always be so fast and tough to claim and tough to beat. So what he would do is he'd find ways to make his life a lot harder to race, win, and get something going here. Harris is doing that and then some right now. Janzik, though, He's made it quite clear and pretty Pacific here with a lot of these guys. He's out to prove he is the top tier of the level. He is the elite of elites in the elite performance motorsports industry, number 40. But he's very well aware anything can happen around here, and it just happened indeed. One of the top 4 contenders spins it out at turn number 2. Trey Whitehead had such a great start and a good middle pack, but now all of a sudden, about almost 3/4 of the way in this race, all of a sudden everything has changed up for the number 33. Problems down there for Trey Whitehead. Let's take a look down now and talk to this one. Let's see here what transpired. Presented by Green Mountain Grills, here is your PTM Racing TV instant replay. This is what happened here coming down into turn number 1. Everything looked pretty good here, and it looks like Lawrence might have just barely snipped the 33's rear end coming off that turn there. I don't think that was initially contact that was meant to be made. I don't think it was no Kevin Harvick and Chase Elliott at the Charlotte Roval last season kind of move here, but you can see it's just that little tab. That's all it takes sometimes. And that little clip, that little hit, that's all it did. And ends up getting him into trouble there, unfortunately. What a tough break there for Trey Whitehead, unfortunately, here. So now the field will have to recenter, regroup, regain composure. When we come back, race fans, from here on out, commercial free, we're going to see this one to the end. It's all going to come to a collision course here at the very end of this one. Kevin Crusher looks to stay out for the race lead. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. When you guys need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market, there has been no better brand that we have trusted in and used up more than ever than with Green Mountain Grills. Be sure to check them out on their local website at www.greenmountaingrills.com and check them out on their social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to get yourself the best wood-fired pellet grills for your next outing. So right now, currently under the caution flag here, results here from that little wreck there with the 33, the 5 involved with it as well. Doesn't seem to have faced him too much here, doesn't seem to have hurt his chances now all that badly. But right now, the rest of the guys getting squared away here. Let's go back down, talk with some mid-pack racing boys. As the number 2, Rod Baker's Ford F-150, this is Mr. Russ Kilgore. Kilgore, it's been quite a wild season here with only one more race left to go. I gotta believe there's something that's kind of really playing into your favor here.
No, I'm just really slow at this track. It's awful. Started off pretty decent, ran with them up there, top 4, top 5, and then it just got really tight, and that was it. So took 2 tires there. I think a lot of other people did too. So we're just going to try to strategize and try to finish.
Now let me ask this real quick here, because I've talked to the guys earlier today about this, and I've also kind of looked into this a little bit too as we talked on the show. But switching from concrete, or from asphalt, excuse me, to concrete, how much of a difference does it feel wise to have to get used to versus what you would do on your normal asphalt tracks like, say, Texas and Kansas?
Yeah, this definitely, for about 3 to 4 laps, you're really fast, and then it just eats the tires up right front. Like I said, that first run, which was about 50 laps, I was about 60% left on my right sides and almost 100% left on my left. So it definitely chews them up 3-4 laps, and then you just got to kind of ride.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Kilgore, we do appreciate your time. Thanks for your input for the fans at home, and we'll see if you can finish this one out to the end.
All right, appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the number 2 there, Russ Kilgore on the line. Let's go down and talk Freedom Muller Racing's here at number 5. Robert Lawrence now joins us on the call here. And Robert, this one's been just an up and down kind of night for you and your team, obviously. I know not driving that Blaster Master machine anymore, and also kind of going towards the elite performance motorsports industry crew. But I'll ask you this here, sir. You had to literally work your way from the outhouse to get to this point. Do you think you have what it takes to get one last run in on these guys?
Not really, because of that second caution, I now have a black flag that I gotta go and take a 40-second penalty. And it's just unfortunate because guys just don't drive with respect anymore, and it's just pissed me off. So I'm not in a great mood. I'm sorry to kind of wreck your wreck your interview. It's just I'm still sick from having the COVID, and so far people are just pissing me the fuck off. So sorry for the cuss again. Sorry.
That's all good. I think we can find a way to block that out. But Robert, we'll let you go back into the show, and we'll let you get back to the race, man. Well, if you guys wanted to see what some of these drivers really feel like in these races, yeah, that's how some of them feel. So, I do apologize to the kids at home, and I do apologize to the families there. We did not mean for the language barrier there, so don't worry, we'll take care of that. But nevertheless, race fans, we're getting ready to get back down to the action here, back down to the field. Green flag charges up. We're ready to finish this one out. Just over 25 laps remaining in this race. Kevin Kershaw, man, he had such a good little runoff here. Had a good little battle, a tight spot here, and out thrown into his name. He's got literally his name is the brand recognition of Champion Power Equipment on his side, while the other version of it is right below him. His crew member there, Christian Wilcox, trying to hold down the fort, hold down the line as Jantic is trying to make a last-ditch effort, last-ditch maneuver around, trying to hopefully strike while the iron's hot. Certainly a lot at stake, and certainly a lot really to push forward here. Drivers not giving an inch here, not giving anything out. They only want what's best for themselves as well as best for the crew. The number 15, Jason Taylor, right now trying to make a move off on that. Number 53, Christian Wilcox. Wilcox trying to hold down the field. Richard Fornshell, though, is not done yet in that sure feed, number 90. He has a very good opportunity here to really make something work here around Jantic. He's done it already. Can he do it again? But Taylor and Wilcox are kind of the overwhelming little threat here that block his chance and block his fight. To get around them, he'll have to find a way to either go top side or bottom and kind of switchblade him around on the track, or just have him do this right here. Whoa! Off turn number 4, contact between the 53 and the number 15, Jason Taylor, and Darth Snyder colliding in there with the from the 88, and Caleb Forsythe also involved. Oh my! Oh my, and say the least here, race fans. 2 of the final 4 drivers involved in this one in a huge situation now brewing. This was a wild little moment here. We've talked about the drama, as you've heard from Robert Lawrence's point of view and how he felt, but also just as a driver's sake here. This is the danger you run when you're riding in the playoffs. That right there, that little bobble, that little swivel, that could be all it takes to completely ruin your championship season. And I guarantee you Taylor has got to be a little bit upset at himself and a little bit mad about that one. But, you know, as a driver, I know Wilcox obviously knows what, it probably wasn't intentional, but in his mind it's not going to be the same thing. And I know how he feels there. Fortell just made a great little pass there and a good little move around, and that was the contact, and that right there by Brock Whitehead was what got the 53 spun out. But Taylor is looking like he's going to have to go to the outhouse here for that one. They are saying he's been a little bit of a bad boy. He's going to have to go to the back of the pack. Wow. Unreal. And by the way, folks, Tyler Meeks now up in the top half. He started 20th tonight, and he's got a chance at now getting into the final 4. If there was ever a driver that really just kind of exemplifies the overall over-under and getting the brakes when he needs to, I think he might be that driver today. Let's take it down now, and let's go down here and talk in Southern Speed Motorsports here as the number 82, Brock Whitehead, now comes to us here. Brock, right now, top 10, but still a long race to go considering what you're racing on. What is going down for you and the team?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and save my tires and not burn them up, and hopefully have some tires at the end. Wilcox wrecked there, so I think he's gonna be pretty far in the back, but I believe in him. But yeah, mainly gonna try and save tires and try and get my second win because I won last season at Texas, and so it's been quite a while. But
It has been quite a while here, and I know you definitely have been looking forward to that moment, to that day. But do you think this is it? Do you think this will be that chance?
yeah, I mean, I've been fast pretty much all race. I've been hanging up there with Wilcox and them, and we've been saving our tires really good. So if I can keep doing what I'm doing and they burn their tires up, I think we can get up there and have a chance.
For sure there. All right, well, Brock, we do appreciate your time here, sir.
Yep, thank you.
Brock Whitehead, ladies and gentlemen, the number 82, trying to just get one last chance at this one, maybe one last opportunity to go big and go broke for this here. I was going to go bring Trey Whitehead in, but because of the wreck he had earlier on, I don't think he really wants to talk with us. I think he just wants to focus on the track here. So the drivers will get squared away right now. We're going to go continuing on commercial free from this one. So the drama unfolds here for these drivers, and the track now starting to burn in some rubber, make the track a little slipperier, a little harder to kind of handle and grip down. But at the same time, with those tires, those Goodyears can only take so much here, and they burn up as quick as they can bring them. Does that change the playing field? Does that change how the drivers go from here? How will this race play out for Shell Jandik? In my opinion, the two best drivers at Nashville Superspeedway tonight, each with a different strategy. One with a more short-term basis to get the run going and then laying off for a little bit to then charge up later. The other laying back early and then letting literally everyone else take themselves out and going from there. Now these two strategies will collide here on a restart zone of a turn number 3 and 4. We'll get him down, drop the beat, drop the line, slay the lyrics down. It's time to finish this one out. Here we go, back to the green flag in Nashville. "20 laps left to go. Who wants it more? Who wants it badly?" Tyler Meeks needs to be thinking that a little bit. He moves it up ahead. He's up 18 right now. He could be the ultimate hard charger of the night, to say the least, if he can find a way to get around Janzik here. But again, getting around Janzik, easier said than done, especially considering that's his teammate out there. And Janzik knows he needs to win this in order to secure the final 4. This race and this pack has been such a close distance and a straight up shootout from beginning to end. Absolutely nobody has been given a harder hand to deal with than the 35 because of where he had to start at tonight. But he has been doing everything possible to hold on and hold out. John Thacker, the 56 now, taking it down low. Joshua Caudill literally moving up a chain or two here with him, while James Harris needs to get around both of them if he wants any chance here to get up into the final 4. The laps continue to pace, and remember, Harris has been in the same predicament before. You remember a little race in the Champ Power Equipment Cup Series. The first time we ever came here, it did not seem like much would happen at the end, but Jamison Miller all of a sudden decided to change that, caught the 4 of Harris, bump and runs him into turn number 3, just enough to swing him up there, takes full advantage, and just by a half a car length would win that race. Is the shoe on the other foot this time? Is the time for a little redemption and maybe a little bit more than usual to be ran harder on this track? We're gonna see. The old Camp Whiskey machine right now of Trilly Man Jr. just trying to maybe find one last little run, last little spot up here. Robert Lawrence here, problems down there. He's going to be done for the night. And Janzik opened the door up yet again to Fornshell. Fornshell gives it all he's got. Coming down the wire here. This is it right here. The shootout we've been waiting for. Which one of these two would be able to outplay the other? With about 14 laps left to go, now the tires are going to be taking a huge beating and a huge little spot on here. Janzik and Fornshell, mano a mano. One of these drivers is going to fight it out to the end. One with more important stuff on the line as a championship race could be sealed here for Janzik. Fornshell, though, does not want to make it easy for him, but the problem is he's in a bad spot being on that top side. He's got to get to the bottom, trying to get the line to work there. If he can continue to force Janzik to stay down there, though, he can't get the run, and you can see right there, there it is, the pass coming off turn number 4. Clean cut, clear it, clean living, that's how you do it. Watch out, though, because we've got another attack on the track. Take no prisoners attitude from the number 4. Kilgore watching on in just complete disbelief as Harris now completely charges up the field, mounting everything he's got to the end. The Camping World 35 attire meek season's on the line here. If he lets Harris by him, this could cost him dear time and plenty of momentum. He knows he's got to just hang in there long enough, hold out for the end. Every single one of these drivers, man, they just do not want to give an inch. They don't want to give out. They don't want to give up. Wilcox, a last-ditch effort, a last hurrah, maybe to get one more title, one more chance at it. Searching for his first season championship. He's got a whole host of drivers to move the chains through. There is too much going on right now. The story plays itself. Oh, looks like I hear some fenders and some motors taking a bit of a hit down there on the track. May have heard that little cha-ching there coming off from one of the trucks here. That usually means a motor blew or something went wrong down there. Whoa, looks like Taylor backed off a little bit there for Wilcox, trying not to make the same mistake twice. Certainly got away from that one here as we go back up to the front. The battle still continues on for the race lead. This is literally something to behold right now. This is what we came to see, and this is what we wanted to watch, was to see what would happen in these closing moments, these closing ends here, and who would be able to hold on just long enough. 3 wide, salute into turn 2 down the backstretch. Oh, that would cost Taylor this time. And Caudell goes sent straight up to the wall protection. And caution flag flies out, and maybe the absolute worst time if you're Richard Fornshell, because the strategy was playing perfectly here. But now he's going to get put in a spot he's not been in all day long. That could literally be the equalizer that he has not wanted to see. He did not want to give that to Janzik. I think he might have just given it to him. But let's take a look at the replay here. This one got wild. Look at this. Look at William Mann Jr. just pummel the field in. They're bumping. They're banging with all that they've got going in down that turn 3. And you can usually hold a 3 wide slot entering into turn 3, but the problem is you got two completely different driver mindsets. One trying to drive it harder and then back off. The other trying to get down lower and hope for a little bit of a chance here. And unfortunately, that was certainly not going to work out for either driver. Here's one more look at it from the chopper cam. Look at this 3 wide slot here. They all didn't touch there, but they sure look like they came close to it, if you will. This right here, though. I mean, on my end, it did not look like there was contact. It may look like the Grudgecraft Gremlins decided to put the invisible barrier in. I think that might be the same little push and shovel that Keselowski used there in the Daytona 500 last night. Wait, too soon? Okay, maybe that was a bit of a bad joke on my end, so. But come on, am I wrong? Come on, guys. Someone will back me up in the comments section. Anyway, right now, we're looking at a possible green-white checker scenario here, folks. They will have about I believe they'll have about 4 or 5 laps remaining when we go back to the green. James Harris, right now, is out in front with the chance to seal the deal. Brock Whitehead right beside him here, not too worried about it. He's just running to get his first win since the victory at Texas Speedway. And really to win there and then to win here, I think more than anything exemplifies and just shows the amount of dedication and commitment he brings to the table anytime he gets on the track. The downside though for these guys is the traffic that lays behind them. Those that stayed out, George Young, Caleb Forsythe, Kirsten Wilcox, Brock Whitehead, and James Harris, they stayed out with Fornshell, Janzik, Taylor, Kirscher, and Caudill all going in to get pit road and get some tires and some fuel. And remember what Russ Kilgore said earlier on. When you've got 5 laps in with those tires, they're gone. They have 5 laps to throw down on these tires and throw down the field. This is literally anybody's guess and anybody's race, but I guarantee you more than anything, what I'm very worried about is somebody that had slowed up a little too much for the leaders and the guys behind them getting desperate, just trying to make it through the field. That is my biggest concern right now. Can they stay away from that mindset? Can they stay away from that area of play? We are literally moments, and I mean moments, away from finding out our Final Four. The Final Four next week will be talked to before we go live on the race. We'll have a little chat with them before they even enter into qualifying. We will see everybody play this one out. Top 3 will be interviewed no matter what. I'm getting kind of a little shaky in the booth here, folks. This is absolutely crazy. We've seen this before. We've been down this position before. You guys know what happens when we call this stuff. You know what happens when we've seen everything here. It can never be understated in motorsports. Anything can happen, and expect everything to happen. I think we're about to get that moment happening again here. There's not a single soul sitting down right now. 20,000 in attendance on their feet watching live here at Lebanon, Tennessee at Nashville Superspeedway's 1/3 of a mile long track. This is literally a race that we may not forget for a time or two, and we're about to find out if this one happens here. Off the final corners of turn 3 and 4, they will line them down in position, get ready for this one to play out. Can Harris get one last win to end his season out before the final race next week? Can Brock Whitehead get the elusive second win he's craving? We're going to find it out right here and now. Here they come down the start. And I'm not surprised here. Fornshell and Janzik, well, let's just say they're trying to find a way around everybody. Fornshell having a whole lot of momentum, but a big bobble cost him a big run there on turn number 2. Harris is running away from the field now. Harris has got a 0.6 of a second gap on these boys right now. Wilcox and Brock Whitehead firing hard to the corners. Little bobble there by Russ Kilgore, though, leads him into a 3-wide salute, and then back right out on the front straightaway. Tyler Meeks, last-ditch effort, last chance, trying to pull everything he can just to get as many positions as he can. He knows he's in trouble. 3 to go. Oh, no, and Brock Whitehead loses it off turn number 2. He manages to recover, though, and don't let him keep it green. His season is done and over with for that, but at the same time, he's got one more race to get that second win in at Vegas next week, or maybe not! Oh, we've got a huge wreck on the front straightaway. Kirscher, Meeks, Taylor, all involved. There is no caution, though. The caution's not out. No yellow. What is going on? Are they going to let him run? They're going to let him finish it. Harris will come down. No, yellow is out. Yellow is out. James Harris was literally just 2 corners away from finishing this race out no matter what, but he was not able to get to it. And a stunning development now persisting and ensuing. Fortune will get one last chance at James Harris. They have 2 green-white checkers to get this one in, but we're about to find out what the heck happened here off of turn number 4. This was a heated race from the get-go. I told you right as we were going right at the gate, I was a little worried about this spot here. Watch what happens. 56 to John Thacker. Over, drove it. George Young tries to evade, and then a huge pileup ensues. Unreal. John Thacker, man, he did not hold back in his run, but unfortunately the truck could not handle what he wanted to do. Look at this NPR crossroad here. George tried to get out of it, and everything else just completely sent out to the shadow realm. And now this has literally led to this moment here. And we're going to go on board here with John Thacker. I guarantee you he's not a happy camper for this one. But again, this really just boils down to his racing style here. He just overdrove it. Had nowhere to go and really a lot of areas to get caught up in. You can see him just kind of plowing through the grass, opening up his own lawn care service. His teammate Russ Kilgore got caught up there, almost taking him with him. Absolutely wild, to say the least, here on PT Racing TV, race fans. I mean, I have absolutely no idea how this one's going to finish now. I don't know, folks. I really don't know. I mean, I want to say like this is gonna be a great finish coming up. This one could literally go to literally a truck length here. But we've been in this spot before. We've been in these shoes before with these drivers. I know what these drivers are going through. I know what they're feeling. If I'm in that spot right now and I'm in that position, I wouldn't even be thinking about trying to make it a close finish. I would just be trying to figure out how to get the last bit of my truck or last bit of my car into the top spot or into the best spot. If those that know their limits, they will make sure to watch it, but those that don't want to worry about that much, they'll go for broke here. Farnshell and Harris will be the top 2 contenders. Remember, Harris has the start. He can go as he pleases when the pace car comes off. But for Janzik and Wilcox, this is kind of a make or break moment here. This is the do or die attitude now between those two. They know they have got a lot at stake and a lot going on, and Cale Forsythe is in the same boat. This right here is a golden opportunity for him to try and stand clear of trouble and possibly come away with a championship 4 spot. But who will it be? It's moments like this you live for, you die for as well. Which one is it gonna be? Someone will walk away with this top spot. Somebody will walk away feeling dejected and defeated. The drama is unfolding here on Pizza Racing TV, and now the time has risen for these drivers. Off of corner number 4. One last time, possibly. We'll have 2 green-white checkered attempts. This is attempt number 1. Off the start, turn number 4. Green flag high in the air. Harris knew he had got to get off the line to get ahead of this field, just enough to get himself some breathing room. Fornshell, though, is right there with him. Look at him start to close the gap. Look at him start to build the momentum. The fresher tires will do that, but look out for Janzik. He goes to the bottom, shoots it right at Fornshell, but doesn't get the run. He knew he had to slow it down to get the truck to turn. We're coming to the white flag. This time on by. White is out. White flag is out. Which will it be, though? Fornshell is going to go for broke. He's got the corner of Harris right down on turn number 2. Harris has been in the same predicament before. Is he going to do it again? He gets caught up in the same spot again. Fornshell try to hold on. Harris will go back down low to try to get one last crossover around the 90. It's not enough. Fornshell will visit victory lane yet again. And they wreck huge big time right in front of us here on the, oh my God. Huge wreck and swing right in front of us here. Brock Whitehead is upside down, crashed hard here on the front straightaway. Caudill crashed in with him. They both got to the line at least. Harris will come up short once again at Nashville Superspeedway, but for Mr. Richard Fornshell, I guarantee you more than anything, he's been wanting a season like this for quite some time. And I guess Brock Whitehead decided to get a little bit of a help there, but the 90 of Fornshell walks away a race winner yet again. You know, James Harris is going to be looking back at this race for a little bit, I bet you, and just think to himself, if that darn caution just did not come out when it did, I think I would have won this one. That is kind of the situation you throw yourself in as a driver. You know the risk, you know the reward. Unfortunately, the reward was not to be taken other than Fornshell. A little bit of luck and a lot of work around the track secured this victory. Let's take a look at it, the finishers. Presented by Green Mountain Grills, ladies and gentlemen, Richard Fornshell walks away the victor. James Harris, second again at Nashville Superspeedway. Third to Greg Janzik. Fourth to Christian Wilcox. Fifth to Caleb Forsythe. Sixth to Gar Snyder. Seventh to William Mann Jr. Eighth Tyler Meeks. Ninth to Russ Kilgore. 10th Joshua Caudill. That rounds out the top 10 in this one here. We'll take a look at our other finishers here as well. The top 20 here that came and participated in today's action. Man. This was wild. This was absolutely frenetic. This was crazy. And dare I say, pretty cool. Well, I can tell you right now, there's one driver out here that's celebrating quite hard. I think I might have a reason to know why, but ladies and gentlemen, your top 3 finishers here starts with Craig Janzik. Janzik, if I had a guess, I would say looking at points and everything, a berth to Vegas has been made official here.
Yeah, berth to Vegas has been made official, and as I told you a couple of weeks ago, I need a truck championship to be able to complete the trifecta. As I believe someone let it slide on air a couple of weeks ago, I'm not coming back to the truck series next season, so I'm not losing that race next week. So we'll start our work hard now. The Road to Pro Series also goes to Vegas, so we'll be getting additional testing, albeit of course with an open setup. The championship race will be fixed. So yeah, I'm elated with this berth, and as I said, I'm not losing that race. I want that championship real bad.
I know more than anything that championship would mean the world to you and the crew, but well, I'll ask you this here at Vegas. You've got a lot on your plate and a lot on your mind. What does it take to win on that track?
Yeah, it takes a lot. It takes control of a different type of truck than you're usually trying to be in control of at a mile and a half, and it plays directly into my wheelhouse. So we've won in the truck at Vegas twice before, I believe. So I'm pretty happy with those odds going in. And this I think is probably my worst track on the entire oval server. I've never really quite figured it out, but that first run, that long run there, up until whatever lap we junked it on at 51, I think. That was a really great run and brought a lot of confidence in me into the truck. And kudos to Fornchella. Obviously, he drove a hell of a race, and he probably would have been in position to win regardless, even if we didn't have all that odd strategy with like 8 to go. So I think the deserving driver won the race, and I'm just really glad that we have a championship berth. I don't care. The third's fine. I'm just glad we got the berth.
You certainly have indeed. As you head to Vegas, I'll ask you this: who do you want to thank here for this one?
Yeah, got to thank Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. They're huge supporters of me and what I do here, and they're great people. So give them a listen, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday at freebeerandhotwings.com. Thanks to Lead Performance Industries. Check their setups, apparel, coaching out at leadperformanceindustries.com. Follow them on Twitter at RaceEPI, Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Green Mountain Grills, amazing league support here. Champion Power Equipment, all the other supporting sponsors for the league as well. Hopefully, in about 7 days, we'll be having a conversation with a championship victory.
7 days can't come quick enough, but Jancic, you got a berth going into it. We'll wish you nothing but the best of luck in your journey coming up in 7 days.
Hey, and don't forget, we'll see you tomorrow, buddy, for some drafting.
Yep, and of course Daytona coming up, but we'll see you then tomorrow, brother. That's it. Good.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Thank you.
All right, Craig Jancic, ladies and gentlemen, your third place finisher here today. Now it's time to talk with the second place finisher here, now race fans here, the James Harris and the number 4. James, congratulations on your second place finish, sir. I know this one was definitely not the way you were expecting this one to play out. I know, obviously, that we've seen you in the same spot before, but, I mean, at the end of the day, man, you just seem to love running this place, but you seem to also have a thing with just getting to the last bit and just all of a sudden something just happens and costs you a chance.
Yeah, that was my my theme for a while, especially in the Cup Series. But we started with some adversity with that wreck on lap one. I'll have to go back and watch that. But I need to give mad props to my crew chief tonight and spotter, Vicente Salas. He's a pretty big name in our racing, and I got hooked up with him tonight. And if it wasn't for him doing some good coaching stuff in my ear, who knows what had happened. But all that, if it wasn't for that last caution, man, I think we could have had it. Even though our tires were a little bit old, we were still running good lap times. We had like a 6/10 second lead, I believe, on second. So, but you know what? We were thinking big picture. We only had to beat Trey by one spot, and unfortunately for him, he had some issues. So I think we're pretty solid in the final four, and we'll go hard next week, man.
We just talked to Jancic about that Final Four, by the way, and literally, he's made it clear. He's not wanting to lose. He's not wanting to give it up. But the last time he said that, he actually got beat by you at Auto Club. So, I mean, what do you say to that, and what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, well, me and Craig are, we're pretty competitive with each other. At times we go at each other, and get on each other's nerves, kind of like brothers. But it's a love-hate relationship. I think highly of Craig. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever raced against, and he's extremely talented. So just to be in the Final Four with him is amazing to me. And I know he's going to bring it next week because I believe this is his last season in trucks because he's going to focus more on his Road to Pro gig, which all for him, man. Because I guarantee you he could be in the Coke Series one day. But yeah, we made the Final Four. That was our goal, and my crew chief gave me some good tips for Vegas next week, so we're going to apply those. And it's a fixed race, so it's anybody's game, and we'll see what we can do.
It's anybody's game, it's anybody's race, and as you'll be down in that old Nevada sunlight here that you've been known for in the Texas skies here, I'll ask you this, Harris, who do you want to thank here tonight for the second place finish?
Real quick before I do that, I want to give a shout out to Richard, man. He's come on here this season and been kicking some ass. First and foremost, let me thank my lovely, beautiful wife, Courtney, and my son, Cooper. He gave me sugars tonight, told me to have a good race, Daddy, so we did. Um, Kevin Kirscher, Blackstone Management, Green Mountain Grills. They've been with us for a long time, so is Champion Power Equipment. I always enjoy watching our races on PTM. every week, Cup and Truck. You guys do a bang up job, and we wouldn't be where we're at without you guys as well. So thank you all for what you do. And last but not least, I want to thank him again, my crew chief, Vicente Salas. Man, he was on point tonight. Gave me some good tips.
Appreciate the support. We always appreciate you having on board, James Harris. Congratulations on second place finish. We cannot wait for what's about to happen next week.
Let's go.
You heard it right from himself, James Harris, ladies and gentlemen. He is ready to go. Will he be able to walk away with the race championship? We'll find out. But for now, there's one man that he just mentioned who's been literally hauling it to the yards and hauling it to the end, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Fornshell. And Fornshell, I don't know what it is with you this season, my friend, but it seems like this truck has come alive, and now all of a sudden you have been putting on a show in the later half. Like, where did this come from?
I honestly, man, I don't know. Not gonna question it though. It's I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe the time I've spent with being in the Cup League this year too. It's I'm kind of getting better all around. I feel like so. It's definitely feels good again, and I wish I hadn't missed that first race of the playoffs, but oh well. I'm just glad to be able to get out here and get some wins.
For sure there. Now, I'll ask you this, though. Obviously, I know you as a driver, you obviously have been trying to get better. You've been trying to get a little bit cleared up and more on the nose on the show here, but I'm going to ask you this here real quick, bud. You're literally one race away from just ending the season out. Does this race in this season for you exemplify anything coming into the next season?
I mean, I mean, I feel like I've grown this season, as a driver. I kind of had a rough start to the season, if I'm remembering correctly. So, it's one of those things like you always want to be turning it up, right? So, being able to come out here and, I've got like, 2 wins in the playoffs so far. So it's, I'm looking forward to it, and definitely excited to see if I can carry it over tomorrow night when we get going with this next season of the Cup League.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Fornshell, this has been a wild season and a great action-packed adventure for you, but nevertheless, as I just now realized, you're in your home state, your homeland, you're walking away with the W. Who do you want to thank you for this?
Oh man, yeah, I didn't even mention how great it feels to win at your home track. But I mean, first of all, Green Mountain Grills, Champion Power Equipment, sponsoring us, letting us put out on these shows week after week. They're really great sponsors, and they've really helped us out. I feel like so that, and Kevin and Blackstone Management Group for the connection there, and I mean this week especially, like James and Craig, it was really fun racing with them this here at this track, and seeing how it came. I think depending on how the dice ended up rolling, any of the 3 of us could have won that. So, it was a lot of fun, and let's go do it again. Tomorrow night and then next week.
Let's go do it again one more time next week, and more often than not for the next race tomorrow night. Fornshell, though, thank you for your time, sir. Congratulations. Long overdue for the season, man.
Thanks, bud. Take care.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 90 is your race winner. The Sure Fee 90 takes it to victory lane at Nashville Superspeedway, his home track under the bright lights here for the Green Mountain Girls Fast and Fun Truck Series. A big thank you to them and the Fast and Fun Truck guys as well for coming on board. All you fans out there that tuned in each and every time out here, all you fans that keep coming on out to these shows, you guys are just the absolute best. And without you, we wouldn't even be in business. We thank you for everything. We thank you so much for tuning in. From all of us here at PTM Race TV, one big race coming up next week, but one big race starts tomorrow. A championship ends next week. A season starts on tomorrow night's broadcast.